Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, and today we're going to be taking a look at the new Mooney from Coronado. I know it's not particularly new, it's been out for quite a bit, but today I'm going to give it a shot, and beforehand I wanted to show you guys something that I don't know if everybody's aware of, and that is these aircraft have documentation. MSF Packages, official, one store, find the M20R Mooney, Sim Objects, Airplane, Coronado M20R Ovation, and documentation. Everything from performance data to a reference speed PDF. And so if we take a look at some of these, we can see here, never exceed 195 knots indicated airspeed. Do not exceed this for any operation. Maximum structural cruising speed, 175 to 174 knots. Maneuvering speed, gives you your weights, gives you your airspeed. Do not make full or abrupt control movements above this speed. Maximum flap speed, landing speed, maximum landing, gear extend speed, okay. Maximum speed for gear retraction, 107, 106 knots. Yeah, so it's got literally everything. Come over here to the performance chart. And that doesn't help us much, but get your stall speed versus angle of bank. Gives you weights. Cruise power setting and fuel flows. So anyway, this is pretty good stuff that I figured that I would share with you guys. I'm kind of curious while we're here. Let's go back to one store. Let's see what else we got here. Let's check the A320neo. That's instruments. We don't want that. We want the, let's go up to the top. Check this one, Sim Objects, Airplanes, Asobo. There's the checklist. Alright, so this one doesn't have its own, well, it's got the XML for it in the library. I mean, you can open an XML with a notepad editor. So we can see with the page one, you know, starting checklist, A320 battery switches on, so it gives you everything here if you ever need to edit those. Anyway, so, what did I open there? Oh, that's an old one. I know what that is. Anyway, so I wanted to share that with you guys. If there's ever any documentation you're looking for, you may be able to find it in here. Like for some example, let's check the 172. I'm kind of curious. Sim Objects, Airplanes, Asobo. So it doesn't look like that one, but let's check the 182. I know the 182 is theirs. So that's going to be under Coronado. Where was it? Yep, 182, Skyline. Let's check the same thing. Sim Objects, Airplanes, Coronado, and there's our documentation again. There's our checklist, everything. So, anyway, they don't have it in the aircraft, but they do have the PDFs. And I don't remember reading this anywhere in any of the guides or information. So, I wanted to share that with you guys right off the bat, at least for Coronado aircraft. You can find the documentation, checklist, etc. right in the installation directory. So anyway, let's move on. Just wanted to share that with you guys. So again, today we're going to be testing out the Mooney. I have yet to fly this thing. I haven't been in it at all, so I figured I would share my first experience with you guys. So without further ado, let's jump in. Alright, so right off the bat, the texturing obviously looks phenomenal. Coronado has always been good about that. We've never really had any concerns there. You still get your pad that comes with the 182 as well. The pilot says it's on. Co-pilot says it's on. Pilot door. Oh, it doesn't. I don't think this is a door. No, I don't think so. I think the door is only on the passenger side of the aircraft, which I think we can just give that a click. Yep. Window, still fully functional, I think. It's up to their par. That's what they normally do. Baggage door, if we want to open that. Let's see what static elements we got. So let's go ahead and just throw everything on external power, tow bar. Let's open up the baggage door, and let's go back outside and take a look. Oh, wow. All right, cool. So external power, I don't see anything that would indicate a power cart, but I don't know that it needs it. Oh, there it is. All right, so let me turn the speed down on this. It's close enough, I guess. And the camera speed is ridiculous. Try that again. You gonna let me know? Not quite sure what's happening here with my camera controls. They're being a little weird. Oh, you know what? I bet it's because I'm not centered. It's my head tracker. Oops. Nobody's perfect. Let me center this. Hang on. And then I'll lock it. There we go. Let's turn that rotation speed back up. Speed is still too fast, but that's all right. Anyway, so I wanted to show you guys that. You know what? I'm just going to go to the external view. It's easier. I don't like the way they did that showcase camera. I don't know why they didn't still just use the mouse. Anyway, it looks very nice. You can even see the pad sitting there on the yoke. That's kind of cool. All right. Well, let's get in and see what else we got here. All right. And so we are at Sunrise in Honolulu. Default airport. I don't even know if there is an aftermarket, but I just wanted to throw that out there, make sure everyone understood. Again, texturing looks great, so let's go ahead and see about starting this bad girl. Alright, let's... we want throttle cracked, I think. I would imagine it starts similarly to the... Oops. Alright, let's go full mixture. It's going to be the master battery. Alternator field. Clear the master caution. Test on the bit light works just fine. Boost pump I don't think is required. Can I disable this? Yeah, there we go. Let's get rid of the yoke for a minute. Okay. Parking brake, there it is, right there. So parking brake is set. Alternate air source is closed. Flap indication, okay, trim. Give me a second to sort of get my bearings here. Where are lights? That's fuel. So it looks like it's on the left tank or right tank. So there's no both on this aircraft? Okay. Well, or is that literally off? Yeah, I guess not. Okay. Oxygen. Where are my lights? That's probably the ELT, the emergency locator. I don't see lights. Ah, lights. Gotcha, lights. All right, so let's go with turn our beacon on. What's that? Recog light? What is that? I don't know what that is. We don't need the strobe light yet. We can turn our nav lights on, I guess. Alright. So we got lights figured out. Let's go with throttle set. Alright, we haven't... Uh-oh. Okay. Parking brake is clearly not set. Okay, now it's set. Okay, out is locked. I should have known better than that. Okay, at least we caught that early. Alright, wing flaps. Wing flaps are up. Good. Elevator trim already in the takeoff position. I'm not going to worry about a full startup today. Or a full run up or anything. We're just going to go and check it out. And the next video I'll... Okay, cool. Radio masters. Radios are on. Autopilot is down here. Let's see, what's this? Looks like our transponder. Radio 1, radio 2. Nav radio, maybe? Yep, looks like it. Okay, and the primary radio. Any warnings on the bit panel? Gear down, remote RNAV. Okay, so that's fine. Gear down at 140 to 165 knots max. Alright, I think we're going to go ahead and get rolling. Like I said, I'm not going to spend too much time on it today. We're not going to go through the full startup. I can tell you that I have glanced at the checklist. That's how I at least knew the basic startup process. And it's definitely pretty detailed. Start. Why is my head tracker still not working? That's why. Okay. Oops. What view are we in here? All right, hang on a second. There we go. There we go. Hey, there we are. Okay. So let's go ahead and listen to some sounds. I haven't heard it yet. Let's go. Everything else cleared when I started to roll. Should probably close these doors. Okay. All right. Let's get out of here and see how it goes. Oops. Damn it, did it again. That's better. All right, let's get the taxi light on. Oh. And let's go for a nice sunrise flight. So my reason for purchasing this aircraft is I have signed up today for an account of FSE. What am I looking for? Flight Simulator Economy, or FS Economy, excuse me. And we're going to be checking that out. So I walked through everything step by step in a video, So I registered for the account in FSE, and then you have to request an account in Game World, and I guess that takes 24 to 48 hours to come back. So we're just waiting on that, and then I will be completing the next step of the recording and launching it all at once. So it's, again, just like all my other tutorials, it'll be step by step by step. Today we're just doing sort of a review of this aircraft. The reason why I bought a smaller aircraft that was going to be fast and fun is the documentation specifically recommends to start out with a very small plane in FSE, as you only get one account. There is no redos. Once if you mess up that account or you do something you don't like, you're sort of SOL. Let's go ahead and set our takeoff trim, or takeoff flaps, excuse me. Not worrying about ATC today. We're just getting rolling. Look like there's anybody coming. Anyway, so as if you lose money, because you start out with zero money, I guess, in FSE, and then if you like have a bad flight or something, and for whatever reason you lose and you don't make anything, the smaller aircraft obviously is going to be less of a financial impact than the larger ones. Let's get that window up. And so wanted to find something that would be fun to fly, but wouldn't cost me an arm and a leg. And so I figured we'll test this out and see how it goes. Airspeed alive. There's 60 knots. There's 70 knots. Oh, rotating. Wheels up. Knots, flaps up. So right off the bat, I can feel the weather hitting the plane, and it feels very realistic. The flight model seems to be very nice. Sorry for bumping the mic. I talk with my hands a lot, so I end up hitting it. I'll just sort of watch the wing for a second, see what it does. I'm not real worried about hitting anything as long as we don't smack into a mountain. The behavior isn't ridiculous. It doesn't feel like an elevator on a spring. The power response was very nice. The acceleration seemed very reasonable. It wasn't overly fast. It wasn't disbelievable. Let's go ahead and start seeing what the trim response is like. I'm watching the trim, the elevator trim there on the right gauge. See what the response to comparison is here. I'm gonna pull some prop off here. Okay. Let's go ahead and make a turn inland. So far, I'm very impressed. Fast little booger. So how do we dial in, I'm wondering, for faster cruise speed? I'm gonna... There we go. Or faster climb out. Alright, well, this is really nice. So hands are off the controls. So she's relatively stable. Vertical velocity isn't really changing much. Altimeter's climbing nicely. Getting a little bit of roll, but that's from the weather. But my hands are completely off the controls right now. This is all her. Autopilot's disarmed. So she's flying very smoothly. We're ticking along about 120 knots. So vertical velocity went up a little bit. Let's go ahead and try to stabilize her into a... Trim response. Little taps seem to be effective. The trim wheel itself doesn't seem to move, which is fine. I would say about 1 second bursts on the trim wheel does the best. So 1. And then just fine tune with the tapping from there. Alright, hands off the controls again. Oh, so we're still in a climb. So as we're coming out of that, cruising about 140, 150 knots already. And we're still in a damn climb. So now let's go ahead and see if we can figure out the autopilot function. So I'm going to go for altitude, autopilot engage. Uh-oh, how do I set my altitude? Oh, 3,200. I don't want 3,200. Where were we at? Well, actually, Okay, so why are we descending? No. What am I missing here? Oh, wait, is that what we needed? Figure it out, girl. Cool. Alright, let's see. Let's arm the heading indicator. That's this guy right here, so let's turn her around. Damn it. See what our speed is these days. 150 knots now. Manifold pressure's at 18 inches. Oil pressure's good. Oil temperature's good. Exhaust temperature looks like it's fine. I'm not sure what the blue indicator there is. I don't remember what CHT means. RPMs. Fuel. Let's go ahead and swap the tank. Well, we can wait a little bit longer before we swap tanks. Fuel flow at 10.9, so it's a lot on the fuel flow. Approaching 3,200. Wow, look at that. Look at that. Wow, that's gorgeous. Sim or not, I don't care. That is beautiful. Let's go outside. Sound is great. Moves well with the plane. Tell you what, let's actually use this view so we can get a better. I like it. Reflections on the aircraft is just absolutely phenomenal. Good job. I am thoroughly impressed. I'm loving this. Now, I've never flown a Mooney, so I'm obviously not the best resource here for comparison to real world, but I can tell you as someone who's just jumping into the aircraft, and finding the documentation was key there. Oh, hey, speaking of which, I should have had my landing lights on. Shame on me. And my strobe light. Shame on me again. See how the lights look. The flight model seems to be very nicely done. I mean, the way the aircraft's moving with the turbulence, that's one of the better ones I've seen. Some of them are just ridiculous, you know what I mean? And especially being this close to these mountains, you know, that it makes sense. So I'll tell you what, let's go ahead and turn her back towards the home here. And I'm going to start letting her descend here. Oops. Come on here, man. I think I need to... Yep, starting to descend. Oh, there's the runway right there. Okay, so we're not quite where we want to be yet. Alright, let's take over the aircraft here. So it sounds like a stall warning when you kill the throttle. Oh crap, I put that gear down way too soon. About 10 miles of overspeed there on the gear. Oh wait, no, it said between 140 knots. Never mind. Alright, got full flaps here. See how the landing goes. Again, I've never landed one of these before, so no judgment. A little shallow on the glide slope, but that's alright, right? All right. Am I the only one who thinks that opening the window in a simulator somehow cools you off? Anyways, so I hope you guys enjoyed this. I can tell you right now that I am very thoroughly impressed with this aircraft, and I'm really glad that I purchased it. I'm really excited to see how everything goes with FS Economy using it to get us started. Excuse me. It's $29.99 on the marketplace. I think it's absolutely worth the money that they're asking for it. I know people have mixed feelings about Coronado, but I'm really impressed with this one. I truly am. I think it's a great value. It's a lot of fun to fly. She's fast. It's responsive. It's not overly responsive. It feels very realistic. The flight model seems very on par with what I would expect to see. And I forgot to turn my lights on again. But anyway, so let me know what you guys thought in the comments below. We have, again, the FS Economy series that will be coming up here. The next episode will obviously show the completion of the registration and then how to move forward from there, as well as getting started with our first flight and making some money. And for those of you who don't understand, that's what FS Economy is. FS Economy is a add-on that you're able to import into the simulator that creates an economic structure within inside the sim, therefore giving you more reason to fly. You may be doing like a passenger transport, cargo, and then you work your way up to either your own company, you may be flying for somebody else, just as you would in sort of a real world environment. You spend money on fuel, you spend money on repairs, etc., etc. So it's going to be really interesting. It gives, like I said, it gives the simulator, I would say, more purpose. Okay, is to sum it up. It gives it a real world purpose of you being someone who either shuttles either passenger or cargo or something to that effect. So obviously stay tuned for the channel. You guys will be seeing that. Link to the Patreon site below if you guys are interested in supporting the channel. I would really appreciate subscription. Obviously these take some time, and so I'm not going to complain if anyone chooses to do so, but obviously not a requirement. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Take care, folks.